Are you thinking about teaching online but aren't sure how to get started? I'm Jamie and I've been teaching online since 2020. In this video, I'll share 5 steps that you can follow to start your career as an online teacher. The first step is to decide what you want to teach. This is something that we typically call your niche or your topic area. To choose this, you will want to look at what you're qualified to teach, what you're passionate about teaching, and what is in demand. If you're not sure what's in demand, you might need to do a bit of market research, maybe look at some online teaching marketplaces or tutoring platforms and look at which type of classes are the most popular. If you want to teach English online, I highly recommend getting a TEFL certificate. This is a course that you can take that will teach you how to lesson plan, how to teach different skills in English, and it will give you a lot more confidence when you're doing your interviews for jobs and in the classroom. If you don't have a TEFL yet, then you can check out the description for courses that I recommend. The second step is to decide how you want to teach. There are 3 main ways to teach online. There are online companies, online teaching marketplaces, and freelance teaching. So let's take a look at some of the pros and cons of each one. The first option is online companies. This is typically for ESL or English as a second language, but you might find some companies where you can teach other languages as well. The pros are that materials are usually provided. You don't have to source your own materials, you just basically show up and teach. It's a good option for beginners to get used to teaching online, see how it works, and there's also some companies that offer just conversation, so you don't have to worry so much about lesson planning. Now, the cons are that the pay is very low, between $10 and $15 per hour. Your schedule might be all over the place. You could have some classes and then a huge gap and then a few more classes. They can change their policies and even pay structure at any time. There are teachers who have been kicked off of these platforms for no reason, and they don't typically hire non-native speakers. The second option is online teaching marketplaces. This is where you're going to post up your own classes that you have created. You get to charge per student instead of per hour, so there's a lot more earning potential. You can teach other subjects. It's not just ESL. I personally teach ballet on an online teaching marketplace, and you get to teach what you are most passionate about. No one's telling you what to teach, so you get to teach exactly what you like. The cons are that you are either creating or sourcing all of your own material and you need to follow copyright, which can be a little bit tricky. The platform is also still taking a percentage of your income. This is usually to help with marketing your classes and some of the platform fees. And enrollments can really ebb and flow. It's not like you have a steady stream of students all the time, so it's just something to keep in mind. The third option is online freelance teaching. This is where you're creating your own business and teaching your dream students. The pros are that you get to decide exactly what you want to charge, with most teachers charging over $40 per hour. You can create your own flexible schedule, which works for you and your family, and you get to work with your dream students. If you have students that aren't a good fit for you, then you don't have to teach them. You are in charge. The cons are that you probably don't know how to get started and set all of this up. You need to find out how to attract your ideal students, get them to book and pay for your classes, find materials that you can use to teach them, and even choose a platform to teach them on. If you would like to learn how to do this step by step, I do have a workshop that you can check out, and I will link that down below. The third step is to gather all the equipment that you're going to need for your online classroom. The basic things that you're going to need are, number 1, a strong internet connection. You'll also want a computer, a webcam, a headset and microphone, and you'll want to have a source of light. This could be teaching in front of a window or using something like a ring light. You also want to make sure you have a nice clean background that isn't too distracting for your students. Don't let your equipment keep you from getting started. Start with what you have, keep it simple, and you can always upgrade as your business grows. If you'd like some recommendations, then you can check out my Amazon shop. I have a dedicated place there for my online teaching equipment recommendations. The fourth step is to apply to online companies or marketplaces or set up your freelance online teaching business. For your applications, you want to read the instructions very carefully and answer all of the questions that they're asking for. You also can use Grammarly to run your answers through it and check for any grammar or punctuation errors, and this way you won't have your application get denied because of one of these errors. Companies and marketplaces typically ask you to submit an intro or a demo video. Now, these are not the same. A demo video is where you are going to be teaching a sample class, typically to pretend students, so it's a little bit awkward, but you just want to show your teaching style, how you would present the material, and there's usually instructions for you to follow. For an intro video, this is where you are introducing yourself, your qualifications, letting your students know what kind of transformation they can expect from your classes, and these often go on marketplaces so students can actually watch these videos and choose which teacher they want to work with. If you'd like some tips on how to create these videos, then you can check out this video on how to use Canva to create these intro and demo videos. If you're setting up your own freelance business, then you don't have to worry about applications. What you're going to be focusing on is choosing what platform you're using to teach, your materials, how you are marketing and finding your students, and setting up your payment, all of that good stuff. The fifth step is to create a sustainable schedule and plan. A lot of new teachers get hired, they open every single day to teach, they open all their slots. Please don't do this. You are just going to burn out. The reason that you're teaching online is so that you can have more freedom and that you can enjoy your job. So start small, give yourself a long lunch break, maybe only work one day on the weekend or no days on the weekend. You can always add on more, but start nice and slow. And if you're teaching maybe for an online company, you can think of adding on a marketplace in the future when you're feeling more confident, and ultimately freelance teaching, because that's when you're going to earn the most and have the most freedom. But you can of course work your way up to that if you are a new teacher. If you're ready to start your online teaching journey and you still need a little bit more support, then check out my online mini course, Teach Online in 10 Days. I'll put all the details down below. You can find me on Instagram at ESLTeacher365, and if you have any questions, just leave a comment below. If you'd like to learn more about online teaching equipment and see some of mine and what I recommend, then you can watch this video next. Happy teaching!